Hey everyone. So I'm going to today show you how to read in a table and then actually merge that with another table. We'll be using the tax rates that we scraped off the One Bucks County website in the last video, and another spreadsheet that I made today, or I'm sorry, this past week. I had to do it by hand, so I can't show you any code for it. So I'll just explain how I made it really quick, and then I'll move on from there. And then once we have these two tables and the information in them, I'm going to show you how you can use Python to calculate the average tax bill. Okay, so before we get started, I just wanted to show you my my GitHub. I am not the best with GitHub. I really don't use it all that much because it seems to be better for whenever you want to trade code amongst people, share the project, have people working from a long distance on a project. So frankly, right now it's just been pretty much me. But you can go to GitHub and actually search for a lot of different things. I know that IRE, the Investigative Reporters and Editors Organization, has their own GitHub, has a lot of scrapers on there, so you could go on there and find some of those, download them, and play around with them. But what I'm going to be using this for is really just to put up maybe some CSVs that I've made, definitely to the Jupyter notebooks that we've been using. I'll be uploading all of them that we've made so far today. I think that's just about it. So my sinuses are giving me hell right now, so I'm having a little trouble fully functioning. Anyway, so let's go ahead and bring up the command prompt, and we are going to start our environment. Let's see here, cd, what was it? Oh yeah, first Python notebook, cd. I've actually created a new virtual environment, and I'm not going to create it now, but that was virtual env, and I made a tax calculator. That was what I used it for. But you can just type that in, make the environment, or you can just open up your existing notebook, and that's fine too. So your cd tax calculator, cd scripts, activate, cd, there we go, and Jupyter notebook. Once we've got some more videos made, I'm actually going to probably stop loading the command prompt on the video and setting this up. I'm going to start the videos with it already begun, because I just think that it saves some time, and after a few videos of it going in there, then it's pretty easy. But anyway, so I've already made the notebook here. This is the finished product. I'm going to go through it live. Instead, I'm going to leave this up and running so I don't forget anything. But I basically just use the same code we were using last night. There's our URL for that, the tables, the way we isolate the tables, and the data frame. Now, the one thing that we are using that I don't have here, let me go ahead and start up the new notebook. Did I just? Yes, I did. Okay. Okay, so actually, you know what? Might as well take this time to show you something that's pretty cool. Instead of running an individual cell, if you're rerunning code you've already written, this is the best part about coding, is that you don't have to clutter things up with multiple cells. You have everything here. There's no reason why you can't just put it all into one cell and let it run. And this is especially useful because if you have something that's going to be repetitive, excuse me one second. Oh, okay. If you have something that's going to be very repetitive that you're doing, and there's only one little thing is going to be changing, like this file name, for instance, here might change. Then this is really helpful. I have a few databases I've used where I've had to do some, a lot of calculations on certain numbers, and I'll have multiple files that are just different years of the same file. And so all the conversions I have to do from, like, say, int to float, or vice versa, I can just have all the code ready and shoot it right out. Let's go ahead and run that there. It's going to print off the data frame here. As you can see, I edited it with df1. So here we have, all of it here. I'm going to click the little sidebar. There we go, shorten that. And now we're going to bring in our other CSV file. This one is one that I made myself a little while ago. If you are a local reporter, you probably are always excited at the budget season that comes up invariably. And that's why I did this, because in Pennsylvania, as budget season rolls around, everybody has to set their millage rate, their tax millage rate. That's whether property taxes are going up or down. And in order to really tell people, or to tell people how is this going to hit your wallet, we need to know, for one, the tax rate that was, the new tax rate, and then most importantly, the average tax assessed value. So if you're using millage rates, you probably know that a mill is $1 for every $1,000 of a property's tax assessed value. So what you need for the average is the average cost, and I got this PDF from the Bucks County Board of Assessments, and you might be able to find, if you have a Board of Assessments, if you're in Pennsylvania, a similar website, a similar land use classification report. This is a PDF, and it's a hell of a thing to have to go through. It's, let's see here, 1,155 pages long, and the only thing I'm interested in is this number here. Now, I do this every year. I make a little spreadsheet and make it my tax calculator. So I tend to, once a year, once the new land use class report comes out, I grab those individual numbers, and I make a new spreadsheet. So I have it for each town. Now, there is probably a way to use this program to get something nice and neat. It's called Tabula. Runs Java. Runs in your browser, and you can use it to actually upload PDFs and then scrape the tables off of them. And most of the time it works very, very well. The problem with this one is because they have this total by class thing, and it's at the end of like every section here, and because it like makes a new column that doesn't exist. So all of this gets screwed up because of that. And it's a pain in the ass, and I'm still working on trying to figure that one out. But you could work with Tabula if you wanted to try and do that yourself. But for me, we have 54 towns. It really wasn't that much to find it. And I made the table here. Oh, you know what? Actually, I just realized I do need to rename these columns again because I didn't properly clean them in that. Okay. So let's see. Columns equals df1 columns.str replace. Replace the space with an underscore. str. Actually, hold on a second. I think this should work too. I'm going to do the space, and we're going to hit shift and backslash to make the pipette. And I want to get rid of the forward slash. I want to replace them both with that, and then string.strip.str.lower. Okay, let's see if that works. There's a chance I might have to just go back and change this up. No, I think it worked. It did. There we go. Okay, so we've cleaned up our column names, and now let's read in our second data frame. So we're going to do instead of a read HTML like we did up here, we are going to, oh my god, we are going to read pd.read CSV. And what we, oh yeah, that's right. What did I name that? Bucks Home Values is what I named that one. All right, so okay, and I see that I have that. So we're going to do a similar thing here to columns.str.replace. We only have a / to replace there. So there's that. .str.strip to remove the white space from the ends, if there is any. And we are going to lower. Okay. Let me see here. Let's do df1 columns so we can double check that the columns are going to match. df2 dot columns. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So, whenever you are, well, we're going to do next, excuse me, is, what we're going to do next is going to be a merge of two tables. So we are going to call the pd.merge function. We're going to do data frame 1, data frame 2. Then we need to select what column we're going to merge them on. And we have, fortunately for this CSV, we have the column names are the exact same, so this is going to be a very simple merge, but there are more complex ways to do it, and we can go over that as time progresses here once I find a good example, an easy to explain example. For now, we're just going to go df1, df2, our two data frames, on equals, and we want to do township underscore borough, and that is ours. Now we're not going to save the variable because I just want to print it out for right now to show you. So let's see here. So here we have Bedminster Township is in the Penridge School District. The township there's a township borough millage rate of 7.5, school millage rate 135.2555, total millage rate of 167.20550, and the average residential home value in that area. We are missing something though, and I'm actually going to go ahead and, no, you know what, no, we're going to make this data frame 3, and we're going to do it to our this data frame. So what we are missing here, before we can do a calculation, is we are missing the county millage rate, because for some reason it wasn't included in there. Now luckily the county millage rate, it's the county, so it's going to be the same for the entire column. So we're going to write a new column. So to do that, you do the open brackets, the name of the column, which will be county millage equals, and all it is a number. Oh, you know what? Just realized I need to be certain about that. Bucks County millage rates. Do you believe it's 24.45? 24.45, yes. Okay. Let's see here. Oh, yeah, let me double check, make sure I did this. I can't remember. I think I put it in as a regular. Yeah, good. Okay, 24.45. And now whenever I hit enter, what it's going to do is it's going to make a new data frame column. And it's all it's going to be is just that value, 24.45. Okay. 3 now, let's see. And there it is. And I actually do want to reorganize these before I start changing the data around. So let me do columns. And if you want to print off, you don't want to change much in the data frame, but you want to sort of reorganize it, or maybe just change around the column locations. There's a few ways to do it. The one that I'm most comfortable with is to do this where you do the name of the data frame you want to change. First open bracket. Up here, I've already done DF3 columns, so I have this whole list. And you want to highlight the entire bracket section here and copy. And then go inside of your brackets and paste. And the only thing we're actually going to change about this is we are going to go over here and copy that. And we are going to put it right here. So when I hit enter, there we go. County millage rate. And that's going to come in handy. There we go. Now DF3 equals this. We are going to change DF3. We didn't remove anything. We just moved the columns around, so I'm not too worried about the variables. DF3. So what do we want to do next? Well, what we want to do next is calculate the average tax value. Now, to do this, what we need to do is basically write a simple formula, a simple line of code. And let's start with writing out the data frame. That's what we know what we want. So a mill is $1 for every $1,000 of a property's tax assessed value. So we need the average residential. Wasn't it? That's df3 dot a. Oh my God. I can't believe that. I'm missing a white or a space. Columns.str.replace, because I didn't run this particular one on there because I thought I already had all the spaces filled out. That's wrong. Okay. Whoa. Whoa. Okay, so I am not sure what I just did here. But, you know what? I'm glad it happened. Because now I can show you the best part about all this. Boom. 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 And we are going to go ahead and do .str.replace. Oh, you know what? What am I doing? You know, we'll just copy this code here, and we'll just apply it to here. Should be fine. Okay, I think that we are good. Oh. There we go. Okay. See that? I made a massive screw up. I have no idea how I did it. All I had to do was just run the code again. And in fact, I would have just hit enter over and over and over again really quickly. But I just want to slow it down so that you guys saw exactly what I was doing, more or less. So let's go ahead and do this calculation now. So DF, average residential home value, and it needs to be multiplied by the millage rate. So let's calculate the township millage rate first. Oops, excuse me, that is my phone. Anyway. Okay. So let's calculate the township millage rate first. That is the, okay, so we have the average residential home value times, oh, damn it. I just realized you can't start a data frame with a number. That's the problem I had last night, and now we are going to do this. We're just going to copy and paste it. It's another rename. Sorry, guys. Okay, so just to show you real quick, what I'm doing here is typing in df3.rename. That's the function here. Columns equals open curly brackets, and whenever you're renaming columns, it's the original name first, in quotations, colon, then your changed name here, in quotations, and then you go to comma, and then you can do the same thing for the next one. Let's go ahead. Oh, yes, and in place equals true, so that you don't have to save it as a new variable, it just automatically saves. So. Okay. df3 dot average analysis value times df3 dot twp township borough millage, and we're going to end up dividing all of this by 1,000. And there we go. But we're dealing with dollars and cents here with this one, so we actually don't want all of those decimal places. We want it to round up. So we're going to put the whole thing in between two parentheses. Then we're going to hit dot round. And what was the... Oh, right. So I only got a chance to look over the documentation on this one a little while ago, and I can't remember the reason right now, but what we want to do is we want to hit 2, and this should give us only 2 decimal points. There it is. So this is going to be our average residential home value, and the average residential tax for millage rates. So let's do df3. We're going to make a new column. df3 AVE muni bill. And then I'm going to do a very similar thing for, let's see here, this is going to be school. Let's see here, so that is, I'm sorry guys, why, wait a minute, for some reason this didn't change. I might have to do an edit and come back here, so if it jump cuts or whatever, we'll see. Here. Oh, there was a dunderscore, double underscore. That's why that didn't work. Okay. These little things, they'll get you. Get you every time. Alright, so we're doing school, mills, 18. And the average residential is never going to change. And let's do school bill. Okay. Okay, so that was the school. Next we need the county. And finally, we need the total. Total millage. Average total bill. Let's see what we got. You have 3. Okay. All right, so there we have, we've calculated all of the numbers that we need there. So now you have, well, it started with just the taxes and the assessed property values, has now changed to the average municipal bills. And then if you had a new tax rate to come through. You could add those in another column as you get them, and then do the exact same thing here. The only real issue there is that like with Bucks County, we have so many municipalities, passing budgets at once that it makes more sense in something like this to actually put it to a Google spreadsheet, and then just do the work through that. Make this, put it into Google spreadsheet, have the formula ready, and then as you learn about new millage rates or the same millage rates, you just enter them as you go. And it will automatically calculate. But you can put it together for this as well. Now, before, we're not going to quite end yet, I wanted to show you another library that I use. This is called matplotlib. We're going to import it right now, and then after you import matplotlib, what I like to do so I can see it inside the Jupyter Notebook is do %matplotlib. Inline. There we go. So I'm going to go ahead and import that, and then we're going to actually talk a little bit about charts. So we have here this millage rate, if you want to do, say you have this now pulled up, and you're thinking, well, I'm doing a story about taxes, and now I can look at the entire county. So, how do you want to go about that? Well, one of the things that you can do here, let's see here. Let's see what we can get first. Let's play around. Let's do df3 dot, let's do average municipal bill, and we'll do plot. Okay, so this looks weird. The one reason why a line graph doesn't work here is because we aren't really dealing with time. So what we're going to do is we're going to do bar dot bar. Okay, that's looking a little bit better. But, not great yet. So what can we do to make this a little bit more readable? We can use, I believe, the group by function. Let's compare, let's see here, do the average municipal bill dot plot dot bar, but we're going to put a condition. We are going to group by the school district. I hope I got the right. Yeah, okay, good. So let's group by the school district and see what this looks like. I don't know why it printed that out like that. Forget this. Forget I did that one. I'm just going to copy and paste what I did last night. There we go. Same idea, though. Here's what I forgot. I did the average school bill group by school district, and then the mean. We want the average, the mean of the municipalities within a school district. So, there's only these, 12, I think, school districts in Bucks County, and there are 54 municipalities to go through. So there's several municipalities usually within one school district, and we're going to sort the values, and I'll show you what that does here now. Okay, there we go. This is lowest to highest. That is our Telford one, and I'll have to figure out the easiest way to deal with that in another video. But we can see here that the average, the people in Council Rock School District are paying the highest average tax bill, those municipalities, for their school taxes, while the Bristol Borough School District is paying the lowest average property tax in the school district. Let's see here. Let's compare this one. I'm doing the average school bill. Let's do the average muni bill. I'm going to zoom out a little bit here. Okay, let's see here. So, as far as the municipal bills that communities in those school districts pay, looks like New Hope Solberry, which is right here, it's second on the school district, is the highest for property taxes and for, municipal property taxes. Here we have the Bristol Borough School District. That is the second highest for the municipal, the average municipal tax rates, and they're paying, looks like an average of a little over $1,000. Meanwhile, in their borough, they're averaging for school taxes just a little over $2,500, compared to like Council Rock, who's doing over $6,000. Let's illustrate another point here. Such a high number, we need to double check that. If you're going to do a story on this, that is a cause for alarm. I would think, man, do I have the numbers right there? Let me double check, because that does seem like a lot of money, but at the same time, that is a weird place. I think that Council Rock School District has Upper Makefield in it, and that is one of the wealthiest communities in Bucks County. Very high property values, so maybe I can see it. Although it is kind of weird that those guys are kind of far down on the municipal tax rates. Huh. And what's going on here? Bristol? Well, as you can see, there's a lot to unpack here. I'm going to do one more just for the total tax bill. Now, as far as total taxes go, Bristol Borough is paying the least on average. The Bristol Borough School District municipalities. Oh, but Council Rock and New Hope Solberry, they're almost neck and neck. Anyway, I think you can see how, using this quick little analysis and having these new spreadsheets ready to go is going to be helpful. One last thing. Let me show you how to write a file. To CSV. I think we might have done this last night, actually, I was thinking. But anyway, to CSV, let's just do df3, or no, tax calculator 1.csv, comma, index equals none. And there it is. So, there you go. One last thing to show you. So we went through a lot of different taxes here, a lot of various things just for Bucks County. But what if you want to find the one in your own state? Well, the the Department of Community and Economic Development has this great page of municipal statistics, and you can see here, you look up a lot of different information here. I think you want municipal tax information, and there it is. We can download the tax rates, and it's loading. It usually takes a minute. You know what, I just realized this is going to be weird. That's going to take some time, and frankly I don't have time to wait for it. It is loading the entire state, and I think maybe in another video we'll work a little bit closer with that. But if you wanted to try out this with other municipalities, you could download this report. It is going to take a little bit more cleaning. I've worked on it before, and it's not perfect. So I would just be very wary of any results you find, and if you build any stories off this, just be skeptical of yourself as you go through it. But I think that's everything I wanted to go for over today, and thanks very much. I hope that this has been informative, and if you have any questions or comments, please, well, there's the comment section, of course. You can also send me a message. And I probably won't be doing my next video until next weekend, maybe Saturday or Sunday. I'm not sure exactly what I'll be working on, but we'll figure it out. Anyway, thanks.